Hey y'all, today we are doing another 1200 calorie day. Do you know the first time I did this was almost 8 years ago? It's amazing to think if you go back and see it. First of all, my hair was a natural color, so we know it was a long time ago. 8 years, I was 42 years old. Isn't that amazing? And here I am almost 50. Also, the funny thing about that video is that night I had the second date with the man who would become my husband. Isn't that cool too? So it was like a super lucky day. So that was the first time. Go back, you know what, I'll put it in one of the lists so y'all can watch it. It was a long time ago, it was so cute. Okay, so my current 1200 calorie day, and I say 1200 because that's what I go to if I'm sort of like need to fit into the skinny jeans, things are feeling a little tight. 1200 is my go-to number. And for me, I take whatever my goal weight is and add a 0 and maybe take a little bit off. So goal weight, say 125, 120, that's probably too thin for me now. But so 125 and add a 0. So 1250, 1200, something like that. You don't want to go below that unless you're very, very petite. Don't go much below 1200, 1250. So this is my typical day these days. I've been having 1 egg. And free range, really, really important. Super, super important. You get the innards of the free range egg are so much more rich in nutrients. So right now I'm liking Nellie's, but any good quality free range egg, if you're lucky enough to live near someone who has her or his own hens, lucky you get those. So I cook it in this adorable, look at this tiny little pan. It's perfect for 1 little egg, and I just sort of saute it in about a teaspoon of avocado oil. And then I put it on a piece of gluten-free bread, because I am that gluten-free person. I'm a legit gluten-free person. I have the whole, I'm not supposed to have gluten. My doctor told me so. They had me tested. So this is my favorite when it's the Food for Life brown rice bread. The only thing is, it comes frozen in a giant brick, and it's practically impossible to get all the little pieces of slices of bread apart. So I pop it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, and then I pull them apart and stick paper towels in between the slices. And so that's how I can have 1 slice, because otherwise you're just gonna be hacking away at it. But it's worth it because this is by far the most delicious of any of the gluten-free breads that I've tried. And that's the brown, it says it's brown rice bread, but it looks white, and it's Food for Life. So I'll toast that up, put my little egg on it, and that's breakfast. I will also have a cup of coffee with about 100 calories worth of milk, and that right there is 300 calories in my morning. Lunch, typically a lunch, my favorite these days is, again, a brown rice wrap. I'll toast it and then spread a little fat-free sour cream on it, and then smoked salmon, the entire package. I know it sounds like a lot, but the entire package only has 200 calories. So there's 200 calories in the wrap, and there's 200 calories in this, and this low-fat sour cream is negligible. And then I'll pile it with arugula. And if you want to make it so that it works easier, do toast the wrap, then the sour cream, then the arugula, and then the slices of smoked salmon on top, and it's delicious. And I like this company, Katzmo. They sent me, I ordered it also in the city, and they sent me some and it just wasn't that good. And I called them and I said, what's wrong with your quality? And they said, oh, we're so sorry, we're so sorry. And they sent me a giant package of stuff to make up for it. So they've got great customer service. It's a small company, Katzmo Artisan Smokehouse. I like these people. So that's lunch, and that will bring me to, so that's about 500 calories. So now we're at 800, and then we move on to dinner. Dinner is usually a can of organic black beans mixed in with a whole lot of frozen organic kale. So I just always keep, oh, this is broccoli. Hang on, I grabbed the kale, hold on. Oh, and look, have you noticed anything different about my kitchen? I got a new refrigerator. The old one was 35 years old, and it was on its last. Okay, this is the stuff. So we got a fancy new refrigerator. I'm so excited about that. Can you imagine the other one lasted 35 years? Oh. Anyway, here we go. This is what I was looking for, kale. So I'll just heat it up in a saucepan, organic beans, and a bunch of kale, like probably half the package maybe. So a lot of greens. So it ends up being a big, big bowl of food. And then all the freebies, which we love, paste. I found organic paste picante sauce. at Target of all places. So that's what I've been getting recently. This is Frank's hot sauce, which the label fell off, but a lot of that. And then I'll sprinkle on some sheep's milk or goat milk cheese, raw milk. I don't do a lot of dairy, but when I do, I like sheep's milk, goat's milk, raw milk, anything like that. So a little bit of cheese on top, and that is dinner. And it's a big bowl, very hearty, very satisfying. So that comes to about 400 calories. So where are we here? So now we've got 300 for breakfast, 500 for lunch, and 400 for dinner. So that's 1,200 right there. There's your 1,200. And it's delicious, and you won't be hungry. Now, let's talk wine, because we love some wine. Yeah, it's good stuff. Plus, I just got back from this trip to Bordeaux, and we were drinking this amazing wine the whole time, so now my palate is like completely spoiled. For each glass of wine, it's around 100 calories. So you need to make sure you are exercising. So exercise is part of the deal. It's not as important as the nutritional part, but it's very important. So for each glass of wine, you're running a mile, you're spending 15 minutes on the elliptical. You gotta earn the booze, baby. You gotta earn the booze. Now, to that point, there was a study, and this just echoes a lot of the studies that have been out and about lately, and I've been telling y'all this for years. I've been telling y'all it's 85% nutrition, 15% exercise, right? And that's borne out by lots and lots of studies. A new one has come out, Loyola University, and they studied 2,000 adults from all over the world. So this is a really, really comprehensive study. And they found that healthy eating habits appear to be more important than exercise for long-term weight control, and that activity alone is not enough to prevent weight gain. Another way of saying that is you can't out-exercise a crappy diet, and I've been telling y'all that for years, and it's true. You cannot out-exercise a crappy diet. Now, the final thing I want to talk about are snacks, because we like a little snack sometimes. So if you have been working out or you don't need to lose any weight, you're just at maintenance level, your skinny jeans are fitting great, you're feeling good, and you want a snack. I always have little yogurt around. This actually, I grabbed the wrong thing. This is strawberry. I usually have plain. I just eat plain yogurt, like a cup of plain yogurt, very satisfying. I'll also have like some hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, so if I hadn't had an egg for breakfast, I'll have the hard-boiled egg as a snack. So those are good protein and good things for you there. The other thing is kimchi. 0 calories, it's fermented, so it has good probiotic activity for you. And if you can finish this whole dish of kimchi, you're a stronger woman than I am. It's delicious, but I'll get sort of 3/4 of the way through and suddenly I'm not hungry anymore. I'm very satisfied. But kimchi is great. It's sort of magical for that. The other thing, speaking of fermented, pickles. Pickles are such an easy fermented way. Pickles are delicious, and it's a great way to get that good fermented food in your diet. Get some that are artisanal style, that are cold, the kind that you have to get cold, because those are going to have more probiotics. If you get the room temperature kind, they've been overcooked, and you don't want those. You want something that's sort of homemade like that. And if you really want a treat, have pickles and carrots. I know it sounds so weird, but if you cut them up, oh wait, hang on, that's coming next. That's the last part. So I'll do like this. So I'll do a slice of pickle and a slice of carrot. And you just kind of take a bite off of each one. So good. It's crazy crunchy. You got sweet carrot and the sour pickle. Man, it's a great little snack. Also practically 0 calories. The last little snack that I've been enjoying, hang on, chewing, hold on. It's just an excuse to drink wine. The last little thing I want to tell you about is these little vegan cheeses. I'm not vegan, obviously, but I have a lot of friends who are, so I always keep some little vegan snacks around. But this is the original almond jalapeno jack style cheese. It's so good. Now, what you want to do is you want to always read the nutritional information. There are 8 servings in this block. So divided in half, divided in half, and divided in half again. This is a serving, and that is 70 calories. So what I'll do is I'll slice it really, really thin, and I'll have these little tiny, I'll put it on a plate, I have little tiny thin pieces, and just kind of nibble on it. After the first few minutes, your urge to snack goes away. It's spicy, and it's salty, and it's really satisfying. It's only 70 calories. So those are my little snack helpers. Earn your wine, baby. You gotta bust your butt for the booze. And then here's my 1,200 calories. Again, you cannot out-exercise a crappy diet. Science, folks, science, right there. All right, if y'all have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and follow us on The Care and Feeding of Divas. And y'all be as glamorous as you can stand to be.